Welcome back to your NFL Weekly Picks, and of course, I will be doing Week 16 of the 2013 season. With only counting this week, with only 2 weeks left, there's still some teams fighting for a playoff position. Um, so you have that. There are some key games in here that if you're a huge football fan, that you should definitely circle as key important games that both teams are gonna fight hard to win. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly go through them and who I think will win, as usual. There was no Thursday night game. That's why you didn't see me do this video earlier. Because I normally do it on Wednesday, probably like Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, somewhere around there, or sometimes that Thursday. But I decided to wait a little bit longer so that way some more of the injury reports can come in. First game Sunday afternoon game, 1 o'clock. The Miami Dolphins head to Buffalo to play the Bills. It's a must win for Miami. Buffalo's pretty much out of it, but they can play spoiler. But I think Miami will pull this game out. The Minnesota Vikings heading to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. I would say definitely this is a must win for the Bengals. They want to keep distance with Baltimore, seeing as they play Baltimore in the final game. And Baltimore already has a win on them. So I think this is an important game, so that way they can hold that seed. They also can move up in the standings and possibly get a first round bye because they had the tiebreak over New England. So there's a possibility of that. So this is a very important game, and they've been really good at home. And I picked Cincinnati to beat Minnesota at home. The Indianapolis Colts head to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. This is a Kansas City team that is still playing for the division. They still have a chance of getting this division. The AFC West, they still have a chance of getting that division over the Broncos. I don't think they will, but I think they're gonna pretty much lock up that 5 seed in the playoffs. But they do have a chance, and the Colts have pretty much locked up the AFC South, pretty much in that 4th seed, because the teams ahead of them have the games out of reach. But I do believe they can move up to 3rd. I'm gonna pick Kansas City to winning this game. The Colts, well, I think it's a good team. The injury bug has hit them. It's nice to see that they still won, but there were some games where you saw them really get blown out. So I'm gonna pick the Chiefs. The Chiefs offense has really put up some points in the last 2 to 3 weeks. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Kansas City. Next game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers head to St. Louis to play the Rams. Let me check the Rams. Let me see. Let me check the Rams record because they just beat the Let me see. The Rams are what the hell? This thing is not telling me. The Rams are 6-8. Yeah, they're done. I don't know why I thought they were in the hunt. They're done. Sorry it took so long. The thing was like dumb. But I still think St. Louis will beat Tampa Bay. Cleveland headed to New York to play the Jets. I'm gonna take the Jets. It's pretty much a meaningless game. The Jets are pretty much eliminated. The Cleveland Browns are pretty much eliminated. Give me the Jets in this one. Dallas Cowboys heading to Washington to play the Redskins. Now, Dallas's offenses look pretty good, despite the 2 turnovers in the 4th quarter. That defense is bad. Ending the season, I didn't think that defense was going to be the worst in football, but You know, statistically, it's 32nd in yards given up per game. Um, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the Redskins. I think the Cowboys are done. I think the Eagles win that division. I'm sorry, Cowboy fans, but that defense is just bad. Um, my game of the week: New Orleans Saints heading to Carolina to play the Panthers. Um, I think they beat us up pretty bad in New Orleans, but it's gonna be you know it, playing in Carolina, playing in New Orleans, two totally different things. It's very difficult to win in New Orleans. And I'm not saying they can't win anywhere else, but it's very difficult to beat them in New Orleans. I'm gonna pick Carolina to win. I think definitely is a must-win game. Because we have a chance of losing that playoff seed to the Arizona Cardinals who beat us earlier this year, so they have the tiebreaker. So I think this is definitely, and we're still fighting. We're still playing for that division. If we can, win these next two, we can get that division. So I think we're gonna actually win this game. Next game, Tennessee Titans play Jacksonville. Had Jacksonville to play Jaguars. Ryan Fitzpatrick looked pretty good. What he threw for over 400 yards. And Jacksonville's played better, coming to the end of the season, which a lot of people thought they were going to tank to get that number one pick, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. I'm I'm gonna go with Tennessee in this game. That's one of those flip a coin picks. Um, Next game, the Denver Broncos heading to Houston to play the Texans. Um, Houston is awful. Give me Denver to win. Wes Welker sitting out the next two games still. Give me Denver in this game. Next game, the first of the 4 o'clock game. The New York Giants head to Detroit to play the Lions. The Lions, with all that talent, have struggled to win games. They really cost themselves in the Baltimore game. And one thing I want to point out, the little throws Matthew Stafford makes when he'll make the little under. I hate those throws because it's a nice little throw. I mean, sometimes for a little short pass, but the ball sometimes is not where he wants it to be when he throws it like that. And he threw a couple picks throwing the ball that way, and you could tell he has a huge habit of doing that. But the Giants have struggled with the offensive line at quarterback and running back. The defense for the Giants has played well, but I just don't think the offense. I think Detroit will better get pressure on Eli, and I think Detroit will win this game, which their playoff hopes are still alive to to win that division, but they're gonna need some help. The Arizona Cardinals heading to Seattle to play Seahawks. Seattle's pretty much trying to lock up their number one home field advantage. I think I think they beat them in Seattle. It's still very tough. Even despite Arizona's been playing, it's been one of those teams that's been overlooked despite their really good record. They've been overlooked. But Seattle at home, it's pretty tough for them in the next two games, where Arizona has both Seattle and San Fran at home. It's gonna be two tough games, and I think they lose this one. Next game, Pittsburgh heading to Green Bay to play the Packers. No Aaron Rodgers still. If they win this game, you probably will see him. Maybe in the playoffs, maybe the last game. I'm not sure. They still have to actually make the playoffs first. But that division is still within striking distance, especially with that win against the Cowboys last week. But yeah, I'm gonna take Green Bay. I think Pittsburgh, they had some changes in order, and the team has even though they beat Cincinnati, I don't know. I just think Green Bay is gonna find a way to win. You know, Pittsburgh has looked Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Looked good one game, looked really bad another. But give me Green Bay. Another flip of the coin type of game. Next game, Oakland heading to San Diego to play Chargers. Chargers have played really good. They beat the Broncos last week. The offense has been firing all cylinders pretty much most of the year. Mike McCoy has had, you know, especially compared to Phillip Rivers last year, where it was pretty mediocre. He definitely came back and played a lot better. In Oakland, yeah, it's Oakland. I like the Chargers in this game. Next game, pretty big game, I would say, for both teams, because New England wants to hold off Cincinnati for the for that number 2 seed in the first round bye, and Baltimore is still trying to, you know, make it into the playoffs. You know, they currently are in the playoffs, but they're trying to hold off the Dolphins. They're trying to hold off the Chargers. I think Baltimore wins this game. New England has too many problems defensively, and the loss of Gronkowski is a huge blow. You know, despite them, you know, they were in that game last week. You know, it was a last second play. Tom Brady threw the pick, so they definitely had a chance. But I just think Baltimore is going to win this game. You know, they've had New England's number, and I think they pulled this one out. The next game, Chicago Bears head to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. The Eagles stunk it up against the Vikings with no Adrian Peterson and no Toby Gerhart. I don't understand. That was a perfect chance to pretty much seal the division. I apologize. That was a perfect chance in sealing that division, yet they lose. I think Chicago's going to win this game. Despite it being in Philly, I think Chicago's going to win this game. I like what they've been doing offensively. Oh, damn. That run defense has been bad. Yeah. I'm gonna go with Chicago. Don't let me down. Last game, Monday night game. I'm sorry, the Chicago Philly game was a Sunday night game. This next one, Atlanta San Francisco, is the Monday night game. Atlanta heading to San Francisco to play the Niners. Give me the Niners. Atlanta's done. Too many injuries and all that. We know how, you pretty much know how that situation went. That does it for week 16. Of course, we have 2 weeks, 2 weeks left. I'm counting this week, and a lot of teams still jockeying for playoff position. Let me know what you think. What are your games of the week? Of course, mine is the New Orleans Carolina game. It's a big game, but let me know what are your games of the week. Of course, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Thanks for watching.